Good afternoon. I hope I am audible. So we will start the July week, last July week current affairs. What are all the important topics which are there that I will be discussing now? The first topic which is there in the last week is, it is mainly with respect to Cholas. So 1000 years of construction of Gangaikonda Cholapuram and Raja Chola one was been honored. So hence it was in the news. Hence we can expect a question on Chola dynasty, administration of Chola administration or maritime. The most important thing with respect to Raja Chola one and Rajendra Chola, who are the part of Chola dynasty, is maritime security. They are very famous for maritime. They had explored the maritime. They are the first people who went towards east side of the world. Now, for example, now we are looking, earlier we used to have the policy called as look west policy. Means we used to look at United States of America, European countries, which is west side of India. But now we changed our stand, we changed our policy from look west to look east policy. So in our foreign policy, we have look east policy. This look east policy we copied from where? From where we borrowed the concept called as look east policy. We borrowed the concept called as look east policy from Cholas. So Cholas are famous for three things. Number one, they are very famous for local self-government. They are very famous for Grama Sabhas. They used to have Grama Swamins, means there would be a Gram Panchayat, there will be a Grama Sabha. In that Grama Sabha, there will be a head, that head will be giving the judgments. Local self-governments are very famous in Chola dynasty, number one. Number two, they are very famous for maritime security. They are very famous for maritime. New routes they used to establish. They have maritime navy also. They are very famous for exploring. And third, they are very famous for doing business, doing trade and promotion of culture. The promotion of culture was also most important aspect of Cholas. Hence, the last week issue with respect to Rajendra Chola and Raja Chola and the Gangaikonda Cholapuram, the Gangaikonda's Cholapuram for 1000 years of construction, hence it is in the news. So exam point of view, what we have to remember is very important. So I made some things which will help you to understand. So it made you to understand, for example, maritime power dominated who? Cholas. They dominated Bay of Bengal, they dominated Malaysia region, they dominated Indonesia. So the maritime power, they became powerful. They are very good with maritime power, mainly focusing on which region? They are very famous for focusing on Bay of Bengal and east side of Indian Ocean. This Java, Indonesia, Malaysia, Southeast Asia, this part of the world they focused with respect to maritime power. Economic growth. They are very famous for what? Sea trade. They are very famous for what? Sea trade. Textiles, prelims point of view very important. Textiles, spices and gems. Textiles, spices, gems. They used to do business with these three things. They used to do business with textiles, cotton cloths and gems and spices, and they are the monopolies. In the Chola dynasty, they are the monopolies. All other kingdoms were not that much good with respect to doing trade on the sea, but this particular dynasty was very famous to do trade through sea. Means what? We know that the British came through sea. The British had explored India through sea. Before, in 1000 years itself, our kingdoms, our Chola people did trade, and not only they did trade, they were also what? Monopolies. They were also monopolies. Local governments. They are very famous for what? Village assemblies, which is called as Grama Sabhas. So they also envisaged, they also know about local assemblies. Cultural exchange. Spread Indian culture, temple architecture and religion. They had a huge temple architecture. For example, Brihadishwara temple. They are very famous for Gangaikonda Cholapuram temples. So temple architectures, they are very famous. They are very famous for spreading culture. So in this way, they are very significant. But criticism is there. One of the most important negative point is there with respect to Chola dynasty. Very widespread, seriously followed caste system. Widespread, seriously followed caste system. In the Grama Sabha, lower caste community were been not allowed. In Grama Sabha, women were been not allowed. In Grama Sabha, laborers were been not allowed. So this is one negative point with respect to Chola dynasty. And current affairs were mainly 2025 Prime Minister Narendra Modi had praised Chola dynasties like anything, and modern influence, inspiration for Indian Navy, inspiration for blue economy, inspiration for Panchayati Raj. Hence, Cholas are the matter of discussion by the government of India. Hence, we can expect a question on Cholas. So, they are very famous for what means fatafat, Navy, blue economy, and Panchayati Raj system, trade, and the trade used to happen mainly in three things: textile, spices, gems. They not only did the trade, but they were also monopolies. And 2025 July, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Gangaikonda Cholapuram, construction of 1000 years of Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple, and he also commemorated a honor on the king called as Rajendra Chola I. Hence, he was very famous as naval emperor. He was very famous for look east policy, and during his address, he also told, now we adopted Actist policy. Now we adopted Actist policy that we borrowed from whom? The Actist policy we borrowed from whom? We borrowed from Chola dynasty. Hence, these are the things which you have to remember with respect to not only that. In the parliament, a Chola's symbol was also been installed in the new parliament. Are you aware of this? In the parliament, in the new parliament, the Chola symbol was also been placed inside the new parliament main building. These are the important things which we have to remember with respect to Cholas. Why? Because Narendra Modi had commemorated this. Second, Haridwar tragedy. See, this is the public. This much is the public. So obviously there would have a very great stampede. So 2025 is very famous for stampedes. 2025 is very famous for stampedes. How many stampedes happened in the year 2025? I will be explaining you. So totally, if we start, in January we have Tirumala, Vaikunta, Dwara Darshanam. At that time, 6 people were been killed in Tirupati. So Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, one of the first stampede which happened in 2025. Next we have Prayagraj, Kumbh Mel. Prayagraj, Kumbh Mel. 30 people were been killed. Third, New Delhi. Today only the report came with this. New Delhi, in the railway station, sudden stampede happened. In that sudden stampede, 18 people were been killed. And today the report gave what was the reason behind the New Delhi railway station stampede. One person, it seems, he had carrying a huge luggage on his head and he is moving in the platform. Huge public is there. Suddenly he fallen down. And this much big luggage has fallen down. People became chaos and started jumping on each other. That is a major reason for today's report. It is New Delhi, February, New Delhi railway station. Next is Goa, Sri Layarai Devi's temples. Layarai Devi's temples, nearly 6 people died. Bengaluru, IPL. After IPL success, Bengaluru. And recently, 2 days back, where it happened, 5 days back, where it happened? Haridwar temple. How many people were been dead? Nearly 6 people were been died and 28 people were been injured. So we can call 2025 year as the year of stampede. This many stampedes were been never happened. So obviously it is a question for 2025 mains. It will be a question for 2026 prelims. It can be a question for 2026 mains also. Like this, we have to understand. So it can be a question from which context? It can be a question from administration point of view, how we have to administer when the people are gathering, and it can be a question for disaster management also. Why? Because completely it's a man-made disaster. It is not natural disaster like what is happening right now in Russia and Japan. But right now today what is happening in Russia and Japan is what? Tsunami, huge tsunami. The magnitude is of 8.8 intensity. That is a natural disaster. But this is what? Man-made disasters. So stampedes are nearly 6 stampedes happened in the 2025. Hence it is important to understand about the stampedes. So where the stampedes are happening? The stampedes are happening wherever there are religious gatherings are happening, number 1. Or pilgrimage routes, or major routes occurred at transport hubs and public celebrations, IPL. So mainly it is happening at pilgrimage centers, or en route the pilgrimage centers like Kumbh Mel, or public transportation, or else it is in public celebrations. Route crosses, overcrowding, root causes, narrow exist, root causes, lack of crowd marshals, root causes, lack of proper management. These are the major reasons which are responsible for occurrence of stampede. It comes under what? Disaster management. Why we are failing? We don't have proper CCTV coverage. We are not using properly artificial intelligence based knowledge. We are not using, and we are not having analytics. How much people will come? How many? Whether we are really prepared for 10,000 people, whether we are really prepared for 1 lakh people. That artificial intelligence based analyticals we are missing, because of which the administration or police are missing that, whether if this many people come, how I have to administer. And so hence multiple stampede tragedies in a single year highlights there is stampede. There is stampede, hence resulting in disaster. Hence there is a need for disaster management. Hence there can be a question on stampede. So recent stampede in which temple? Haridwar temple. How many people were been killed in the last week? 6 people or 8 people? 8 people were been killed and 28 people were been injured. So within 1 year, 2025, 6 stampedes or 7 stampedes or 5 stampedes? 6 stampedes were been done. Hence it is in the news. Next, third point. Third, Murmu, Draupadi Murmu, she told black coat syndrome. The President of India had used the word called as black coat syndrome. So the poor people, the vulnerable sections, the backward communities are fearing for lawyers. Earlier the syndrome was for policemen, now the syndrome is for lawyers. Why? Because lawyers see the victims. The lawyer see the person who is coming for justice as a business, as a client, to usurp the money, to blackmail also. There are lawyers who blackmail also. There are lawyers who say exorbitant prices, and most of the lawyers, not majority, not everyone, majority of the lawyers want to make money from this clients. Hence the clients are fearing, hence that particular fear is called as black coat syndrome. Not only that, long pendency of cases. Long pendency of cases, another problem in Indian judiciary. Another, adjournment, very frequent adjournment. So these are the things which are making the common man to fear to go to the court. These are the problems which are making the common man to fear for seeing a black coat people. Hence the term called as black coat syndrome, given by whom? Draupadi Murmu. See, President of India saying that much, that big word is a very big thing, no? So black coat syndrome, India faces judicial pendency cases. How many cases are there? 5 crore cases are there. 5 crore pending cases are there. 5 crore means 500 lakhs. 5 crore means 50 million. 50 million cases are pending in Indian judiciary. If these many cases are pending, then how we can deliver justice, was questioned by Draupadi Murmu, the President of India. So hence, in this context, she gave a term called as what? Black coat syndrome. So when you're talking with your elders, when you're talking with your friends, you have to use this type of words. If you're talking with any advocate, you talk suddenly, that is the reason, no, we call you as black coat syndrome. Then that person doesn't know what is black coat syndrome. Then we have to tell black coat syndrome is, this is the attitude which you are showing. You are seeing as a client like in a business. It is not a business. He is a victim. We have to help. Rather than helping, you are seeing in him a currency notes. Lawyers not as source of quick redress, but as a place of endless delay and anxiety. Who will delay the cases? It's the lawyer. Who will create the anxiety among the people, clients? It is the lawyer. We will win the case or we will lose the case. It will not depend upon what is the case. It depends upon who is the lawyer is. 98% of the cases success will depends upon the quality of the lawyer. What are the issues? Massive shortage of judges. For every 1 million, for 10 lakh people, how many judges are there? 21 judges are. For 1 million, for 10 lakh people, only 21 judges are there. Frequent adjournments, complex procedures, inadequate court infrastructures, mainly at the level of district courts. These are the major problems with respect to Indian judiciary. First one is pendency of cases. How many cases are there? 5 crore cases are there. Number 2 is frequent adjournments. Third is absence of proper infrastructure, mainly at the level of district. Next is what? Complex procedures. The procedures are very, very complex. There is need for a lot of documentation. These are the reasons by which we tell that we are fearing of black court. The black court can be a judge, the black court can be a lawyer also. So what we need? We need reforms like what? Electronic courts adoption. Electronic courts. For example, from long distance a person is there and the case is somewhere in Delhi. From Tamil Nadu, he went to Delhi, and after going to the Delhi to attend the case, the judge told adjourn. Or the lawyer asked him to adjourn. Again, he will go from Delhi to Tamil Nadu. And again, one day will be given. Whether no guarantee, again the session will happen or not, or adjournment will happen. Huge excess cases, money will spend, traveling, expenses, effort, money. These many things are there. Why you cannot have a Zoom link? Why you cannot have a Zoom link? In Zoom also you can see the person, no. So why you should not go for electronic courts? Bihar for the first time now in the elections of Bihar going for electronic voting. Now they are going for electronic voting. Only few categories of people are allowed to go for electronic voting. Then why we should not go over for electronic courts? E-court adoption, a push for fast-track courts, a push for artificial enabled case management, expanding lok adalats. So small cases at village level can be disposed by lok adalats. 4 recommendations are being given. First one is what? E-courts, electronic courts. Second one is what? Second one is artificial intelligence enabled case management. Number 3 is what? Fast-track courts. Fourth one is what? Lok adalats. Lok adalats at the lower level, small crimes like theft or robbery. This type of cases can be solved at the level of lok adalats. Hence, the lok adalats need to be developed. Sir, how the artificial intelligence based case management will help? I will tell you. See, there is one case. Just example. There is one case. Husband and wife both are doing as I did my LLB. I did. It's getting recorded. I did my LLB, I did my LLM. I am a enrolled advocate at Hyderabad High Court also. I do few civil cases. So I know how the court system will function. With that example I am telling you. If a husband is there, if a wife is there. Husband is doing job, wife is doing job. Then both have some divorce. There is some conflict in them and they got divorced. Now wife applied for maintenance. So now the case came to the judge. So both are doing job and they got divorce also. Now wife is asking for maintenance. Now court, the judge should decide whether to give maintenance or not. Under Hindu Maintenance Act. Under maintenance, whether he need to give the maintenance or not. Now see. Now what I will do? I will open artificial intelligence. The same case study, the same case I will enter into this artificial intelligence enabled case management. Husband is earning this much, wife is earning this much, both got divorce. This many days happened, they got divorce. Now wife had filed for a maintenance. Enter. Now what this particular system will do? It will refresh all the judgments of all the high courts, will check all the judgments of Supreme Court and will give the relevant judgment. With the same case somewhere will be happening now. So what judgment was been given in this case for this condition? What judgment was been given for this condition in Supreme Court? Just the court, the present court, the district court will take it as a reference and give the judgment. How much speed we got the judgment? Because the judgment is based upon the previous judgments, no? The judgments will be based upon the previous judgments of high courts or previous judgments of Supreme Court. Now everything is fed in the artificial, everything is fed in the computer, everything is fed in the digital format. Now by doing so, I got already a judgment which was been delivered by a high court or a Supreme Court. Now I can easily give, I also have a substantiated copy. That is, I am not just giving judgment, I am giving the judgment which is already given by. So the work of the judge became easy or not? The judge also will feel risk-free. Why? Because he is not giving his judgment from his intuition. He is giving his judgment by already given judgment. Like that we can use artificial intelligence. Now rather than that, he himself is studying, calling the wife, calling the husband, when you got divorce, adjournment, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, again you come, again you come, again you come. Rather than when we use the system, whether we can dispose the cases immediately or not. So these are the requirements in order to stop the black coat syndrome. However, delays persist with nearly 180,000 cases pending for more than 30 years. There are cases who are pending more than 30 years, like 180,000 cases are there who are pending since 30 years. So because of all these circumstances, the Draupadi Murmu, the Honorable President of India, told black coat syndrome. In any answer, you can use this. This is the reason, substantiated. This is the reason the President of India, the first citizen of the country, there is a concept called as black coat syndrome. Environment protection. There is something called as environment protection. A new rules came. There are some lands. There are some lands. Those lands were being contaminated. Sometimes we will be seeing the lands beside our house or beside or at the end of our street, complete drainage water will be coming, or some polluted water will be coming from some sewerage, polluted water will be coming from some factory, and that land will be contaminated. Then who should take the responsibility of that land contamination? Who should take the responsibility of that land contamination? It's a question only, no? If the owner will come, then he will bear. Means who is responsible for it? But there is no rules for protection of the land from contamination. Till today, there is no rules for the protection of the lands from contamination. Now, the government of India came up with new rules. Cleaning India's toxic past, environment protection rules for contaminated sites. Environment protection rules for contaminated sites 2025 new rules came. This is, you have to remember, any environment rules which are coming in the year compulsory that year or next year, there will be question on the same. So we need to protect the lands which are been contaminated. So what type of contamination is also important for films, I will tell you. So it is India's first legal framework for chemically contaminated lands. The Environment Protection Management of Contaminated Sites Rules 2025 was being notified under Environment Protection Act of 1986. Identify, assess and mandate. Identify the contaminated site, how much contamination happened, assess it, and mandate the cleanup of land polluted by hazardous chemicals, protecting public health and ecosystem. So what is the duty of this? Identify it, assess it, and clean it. Identify it, how much got contaminated, and clean it. These are the three things, these are the objectives of this. So then what will be coming under these rules? Whether it is sewerage, whether it is municipal waste, whether it is waste coming from industry, or whether it is radioactive waste, whether it is any chemical waste. So which waste, because of which waste that particular land got contaminated, that is what we want. So here, applies to all land contaminated by toxic chemicals except sites contaminated by radioactive waste, mining, marine oil spills, municipal dump sites governed by other laws. Apart from this four, everything will come under environment protection of contaminated sites, which are being exempted: radioactive waste, mining waste, municipal solid waste, and marine oil spills. Ships will collide, no? When the ships will collide, when oil ships collide, then the oil ships will fall down. Then oil will fall down. Because of the oil falling down, it will spread across. Sometimes it come onto the beach, sometimes it also come onto the land. So these four are exempted. Apart from this four, any contamination will come under environment contamination or environment protection rules for contaminated sites. Got it? Means up to now there is no rule for contaminated sites. Now there is specific rules for contaminated sites. Procedure. First local authority will go. Local authority will go and find the site. Wherever they find the site which is suspected, who is responsible for pollution, who is responsible for contamination, there is a principle called as polluter's pay. What is the principle? There is a principle called as polluters pay. For example, GHMC, Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. There is one land is there. It got contaminated. Then GHMC people will come and see who contaminated it. Oh, nearby shop or nearby industry. So that contamination will not be cleaned by the GHMC people. They will give a notice to the company. You company, because of your waste, this particular land became contaminated. It's your responsibility to clean completely. If not, there will be exorbitant penalty on you. There will be exorbitant fine on you. So who will take the responsibility to clean it now? So which principle they are following for the cleaning of contaminated land? Polluters. And over pollute chesaro varu. That is the procedure. Polluters pay principle. All contaminated sites are recorded and tracked on a public real-time online platform. A 60-day window for stakeholders' feedback is provided. Then what happened? When they suspect, the GHMC people will enter into the app. We suspected it. Within 60 days, there is a need to remove, there is a need to protect that contaminated site by taking feedback from neighborhood. If not, the government will be liable. If not, the GHMC will be liable. So GHMC will be worried, and GHMC will force that particular industry on daily basis. Hey man, go and clean it, go and clean it. The 60 days is coming. If not, the people, if they give feedback in the app, then the government will be sued, the GHMC will be sued. We are not going to keep quiet. So they will force whom? The company. So company, because of this particular government authority is coming, they will be feared and they will be cleaning the contaminated site. This is the rules are talking about. So first one is what? Identify, assess, clean. All the land, all the sites which are been contaminated by any reason except for one is radioactive waste, mining, marine oil spill, municipal waste. Why? Because for municipal waste it have its own law. Apart from it, if it is contaminated by any reason, who should clean it? Polluter should clean it. Within how many days he should clean it? 60 days. Who should take the responsibility that he should clean within 60 days? The government authorities, local authorities. Within 60 days, if it is not cleaned and if they get a negative review from the neighborhood, who will be liable? Government will be liable. That local authority will be liable. Got it? That much only we have to study. We should not understand in detail what it is, how it functions. Main current affairs we are discussing. First one, what we discussed? Cholas. So how many points? 6 points we discussed. Maritime point we discussed, trade point we discussed, local body we discussed, democracy under, and we discussed about culture we discussed, negative point criticism we discussed, and modern influence. Second point is what? Second topic? Stampede. Third is what? Black coat syndrome. Fourth is what? Environment protection from contaminated or environment protection of contaminated sites. Fifth topic, earthquake. We had a huge earthquake of magnitude 8.8, huge magnitude on Richter scale, where Kamchatka Peninsula, this is Russian peninsula, Kamchatka Peninsula. This particular area is called as ring of fire, where across the world, you can see the world map there, across the world, if 100% earthquakes are occurring, in that 90% of the earthquakes will occur in the ring of fire. Why, sir? Simple. The Pacific plate, the Euro-Asia plate, the Pacific plate is getting subducted. So it is going inside and the Euro-Asia plate is coming. So obviously all the times there is some or the other disturbance. That is a major reason for 90% of the earthquakes for Pacific ring of fire. It is called as Pacific ring of fire. Now the triggering point, the epicenter is Kamchatka Peninsula, and this had triggered Japan, this had triggered Kamchatka Peninsula, this had triggered. Russia, this had triggered. Alaska, this had triggered. Hawaiian Islands, this had triggered. United States of America also. Hence, this is most, after 2011, now 2025, in this 15 years, this is the dangerous earthquake which was been occurred in the world. So, on July 30, 2025, massive earthquake of 8.8 magnitude, Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, strongest globally since 2011 and among the top 10 ever recorded. Then sir, then the loss should be huge, you know, that the people should die in a very big number. Why it didn't happen? Warnings we developed. Disaster management we did properly. Mitigation efforts we did properly. Early warning systems worked properly. So the human loss is very, very minimal. Thanks to satellite technology, thanks to early warning system, thanks to local authorities, because of which people were being evacuated. Only we lost property but not life. It is mainly because of disaster management efforts. The epicenter was 120 km southeast of Petropavlovsky, Kamchatka, at a shallow depth of 20 km, causing severe shaking and triggering tsunami warnings across the Pacific. And this happened where? Pacific Ring of Fire. It's expected at the same place we got. It is not like unexpected, it's expected only. Why? Because it's Pacific Ring of Fire at the same location. But what is sad thing? The magnitude is very high. Such magnitude came in the history up to now. This is 10th time. Then Operation Mahadev. Operation Mahadev. You asked us for Kalma and we showed with Shivathandav. That is a slogan now. Kalma means religiously it is Muslim religious vocals, Islamic religious vocals. Then they asked, in Pahalgam incident, April 22, the Pahalgam incident happened. How many people were been killed? 26 people were been killed. So when they were been killing, few people lied that we are not Muslims in order to save life. Good thing only. They told that we are Muslims. We are not Hindus, we are Muslims. Then the three terrorists asked them, tell me Kalma. So then they cannot tell. So when they are unable to tell, hey, you lied, you are not Muslim, but still you are telling Muslim, so they killed. So now those three terrorists were been identified, and those three terrorists, one of them was the leader of Lashkar-e-Toiba, was been found and was been killed. When we identified that these three people were been identified, when we got the information within 2 hours, we killed them. Hence that particular operation happened in the hills called as Mahadev Hills. Hence the operation name is called as Operation Mahadev. So why the Operation Mahadev? The hill where they caught these three terrorists are Mahadev Hills. Hence the operation name called as Operation Mahadev. July 27-28, joint, this is very important, joint counter terrorism mission by Indian Army, CRPF, J&K Police. 3 people together did this operation. Who are the 3? CRPF Jawans, Indian Army and J&K Police. These 3 people came together and did this particular operation to take the revenge against April 22 Pahalgam incident. All the 3 high valued terrorists neutralized. In a swift encounter, arms and digital evidence were been recovered, and we proved with evidence that the people who are responsible for death of our people in Pahalgam, they were been killed under the operation called as Operation Mahadev. See, Operation Mahadev success is a significant boost to internal security. Hence, you can write as an answer, you can write it as an example. So Operation Mahadev is successful. Operation Sindoor is also successful. You tell me whether Operation Sindoor is successful or 100% is successful. How you can tell, sir, we compromised? No. Our war was never with the Pakistani army. Our war was not with Pakistan. Our war with the terrorists who are located in Pakistan. Operation Sindoor main target is killing the terrorists, not the Pakistani army or not the Pakistanis also. Our target is to kill the terrorists who are located in Pakistan, we went, we killed, and we came back. Hence, we reached our target. We did our purpose. We did our objective. Then they got angry and they told that how you came onto our land, how you came onto our soil, and how you will kill our people. See, I will also come and attack. So Pakistani army attacked Indian army. At the time, Indian army gave the clear directions. Babu, here we are not disturbing you. We are not. We don't want to fight with you. Why? Because we never have intention to fight with you. We have intention to fight with terrorists who are killing our people. If they don't kill our people and if they are happy in your country, if they are killing your people, we don't have any problem. But they are killing our people, so we are coming and we are killing your terrorists and we are coming back. So hence Operation Sindoor is successful. Damning diplomacy. The biggest thing now that China is doing. So from this side, China is tingling India. From this side, Pakistan is tingling in India. They are disturbing India. Operation Sindoor did not completed. Operation Mahadev is running, and they started itching India. How, sir? See here. This is called as Brahmaputra river. This is Tibet part of China. This is China, this is India. This is Brahmaputra river. There it is called as Yarlong Sangpo river. It is flowing, it is flowing, it is flowing, it is a great U-bend. And then entering into India. Ours is downstream. There is upstream. Now what they are doing, here they are constructing a dam. See there, U-bend is there. And now they will construct the dam. Slowly, slowly they will construct canals. Slowly, slowly they will stop this water and they will pump into this canals. Then what will happen? There will not be Brahmaputra river in the future. That is the master plan of Yarlong Sangpo project, which is going to come with the cost of $167 billion, 5 lakhs crore. The largest hydroelectricity power project in the world if it is completed. And they are targeting to complete by 2033. And when the project will be completed, very fastly they will be constructing the canals. Once the canals are being constructed, they will put one gate and they will divert the water. Hence, there is a high chance of there cannot be a Brahmaputra river in India also. Why? Because it is it's like an enmity. It is like taking revenge on each other. So hence, we should strongly, diplomatically, with diplomatic talks on the United platform, on United Nations Organization platform, we need to discuss it and we need to make this Yarlong Sangpo river, the Yarlong Sangpo project never should be materialized. If not, the Northeast India is going to suffer. Then what the China will tell? The China will tell that you are Arunachal Pradesh, now you are not getting water. If you want water, come and join China. Nagaland, you people are not getting water. Why? Because Brahmaputra has been stopped. If you want water, come and join India. That is the long-term vision of China. World's largest hydro power facility. How much we are going to produce by electricity, by hydro water, by water? 60 gigawatts, means 60,000 megawatts, means a huge project. On what? Yarlong Jangpo or Yarlong Sangpo, Brahmaputra, where in Tibet's Medong County province. In which month they started? July. How much budget it is? As I told you, 1.67 billion budget, 5 lakhs crore budget. Strategic risk. The problem is, on the jibe of constructing dam and stopping water to India, they are forgetting that it is in the seismic zone. It is in seismic zone. there is high chance of occurrence of earthquakes. If the dam is constructed and the earthquake occurs, this complete area will wipe out. To take revenge on India, you are coming up with Yarlong Sangpo, biggest project, but it is in the seismic zone. If the seismic waves come, the complete project will be closed. The problem is not only with Tibet, the problem will not only with China, India also will suffer. So that is not right place to construct the dam. Position near Arunachal Pradesh, the dam enhances Chinese leverage. India faces fears China would disrupt our weaponized water flow, threatening downstream water supply. And it is also ecological concerns, active Himalayan zone, risking earthquakes. And there is a need for diplomatic and security responses. Hence, it is not only about water, it is about diplomacy, it is about security, it is about ecological also. Why? Because this dam is located in which zone? Seismic zone. If one earthquake is there, the complete dam. So one trimmer is sufficient, no, to shake the dam. Eighth topic. NISAR. 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 NASA, ISRO, and yes, full form. Synthetic aperture radar, NISAR or NISAR. For the first time, we are using two frequency radars. Up to now, only one frequency radar will be used. Now we are using two frequency radars. Through two frequency radars, we are going to establish a satellite which is an Earth observatory. This is Earth, and the satellite will come here, and the satellite will be looking the Earth. And what they will look, because of two frequency radars it is having, it will go deeper. If very heavy clouds are there, still we can see the down. If heavy fog is there, still we can go down. If nothing is there, surface, subsurface also we can see. That much powerful radars are NISAR radars. It will help in what? How much forest is getting deforested, when the cyclones might come, when the disasters might come, whether disaster mitigation efforts, whether we can do or not. This all can be forecasted. This all can be given early warning systems by using this particular technology called as NISAR. Who are part of it? NASA, ISRO. Was launched last week from Sriharikota. What you have to remember? It is Earth observation satellite. It is not astronomy observation satellite. It is what? Earth observation satellite. Through which rocket we went? GSLV F-16. Successfully launched NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. NISAR is the world's first Earth observation satellite with dual frequency synthetic aperture radar. One is L-band manufactured by NASA, other is S-band manufactured by ISRO. So two bands we have, means two frequency bands we can have. When we have two frequency, what is the benefit? Very clearly it is visible. Up to 242 kilometers it is visible. One platform provides day, night, all weather, high resolution global imaging, offer free, near real time, open access data, supporting climate research, disaster management, glacier and forest management, and sustainable development worldwide. Hence, it is a very good diplomatic relations, it is a very good security also, it will be helpful in, hence it is NISAR. The first time in the world the satellite which is using two frequency radars is NISAR. NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. What is the benefit? We can look it very precisely. We can have a global imaging. We can find the glaciers. We can find where the approximate locations are there very clearly. By which we can stop what? Disasters. Like now what happened in Russia. And the most important, Make in India. This satellite, what the USA gave, like L-band they gave, S-band we manufactured by our own indigenous Make in India project. So NISAR is also part of Make in India project. It's a proud thing actually. Why? Because parallelly what happened in Australia also, they sent one rocket. Parallelly on the same day. Australia also sent the rocket. And people telling that Shivakasi rocket of Tamil Nadu, the Shivakasi rocket at least will go for 1 minute. The Australian rocket did not went for 1 second also. It went and became tus in Australia. But at the same time in India, what? A dual resolution frequency radar for the first time in history sent from which soil? Indian soil. So these are some milestones. First we established Department of Atomic Energy in which INCOSPAR, our space. Then 1969 we established what? ISRO. 1975 first satellite which is called as Aryabhatta. 1980 we have small launching vehicles. Then 2008 we have Chandrayaan 1. 2013 we have Mars Orbiter Mission. 2023 we have Chandrayaan. 2025 we have NISAR. And other than NISAR we also have Axiom. A private rocket onto the space. These are the milestones. See, NISAR, which have a mission life of 5 years, will observe Earth with a swath of 242 km and high resolution. It goes up to 242 kilometers. Means from Earth's surface 242 kilometers is located. It can have a very great resolution, so that we can identify anything. It can be used in clouds, rainfall, smoke, or it can be useful in glaciers, forest mapping, anywhere we can use it as an application. Ninth, this is Donald Trump. A stone in mental man. A stone in mental man's hand. In our language it is called as Pichod Chetlo. What he is doing, whenever he is getting up, I have to improve, I have to increase the tariff, he is increasing. Again he is, I should increase the tariff, he is increasing the tariffs. And suddenly he got bad mood. Hey India, how much is tariff? 10%, increase up to 25%. So he increased the tariff up to 25%, because of which India is sending lot of exports, for them imports. Now because of this increased tariff, our exports are going to get impacted. 30% of our exports are going to impacted. What is tariff, sir? For example, I will tell you. Up to now 100 rupees we are, if they want this pen, 100 rupees American will buy. So I am Indian, I am export company, I am sending this pen, they are paying me 100 rupees. Now he increased by how much percentage? 25%. Now the same pen became 125 rupees. 25% no. The same pen became 125 rupees. Parallelly beside Pakistan, now they became friends. Pakistan no tariff. So same pen is manufactured by Pakistan. Then buyer will think which is cheaper, no? Then buyer asked the Pakistani man, how much is your pen? 100 rupees. Are Indian pen is 125, your pen is 100 rupees. Yeah, I will buy from Pakistan. That is a disadvantage of tariffs. On August 1st, yesterday or today? Yesterday only he got up. US imposed a sweeping 25% tariff on all Indian exports, citing India's high tariffs and non-tariffs barriers. Affected sectors. It is getting affected electronics industries, pharmaceutical industries, textile industries is getting huge impact. The move is seen as US pressure against India, as India is supporting Russia. So USA was telling, you are doing a lot of friendship with Russia, is not good, I am unhappy, I am feeling jealous. And I will make with friendship my wish, what you are, man. Then USA told, no, you should not make friendship with Russia. No, I will make friendship with Russia. Okay, now you see, I will impose. That is the background. So background is they are not angry on us, they are angry on Russia. So India is friend with Russia. So enemy's friend also will become enemy, no? Enemy's friend also will become enemy. In that way, India also became enemy for US. Now Russia called, you don't worry India, I am there. You supported, no? We will see, you send us, I will buy. But they are rich people, you are also poor like me, how you will buy? No. The move is also seen as US pressure against India's continued oil and arms imports from Russia. Amidst global calls to isolate Moscow and over the Ukrainian crisis. So this is the background for which this Trump had increased the tariffs. But India should not keep quiet. Compulsory India should have a diplomatic talks. India should have a very good talks. Why? Because our economy will be impacted. Obviously, there will be huge impact on our exports. So compulsory we have to take it on high priority, and we need to talk with that mental boy, and we have to tell that we will make friendship with Russia, we will make friendship with you also. Please accept it and reduce the tariffs. France recognized Palestine. Good thing. So now Gaza is getting impacted. Gaza is getting bombarded like anything by Israel. So from the G7 countries and from the 5 permanent United Nations Security Council, for the first time, one country raised the voice and told that we are identifying Palestine as an independent country. India also told we are also identifying two-state policy, two-country policy. One will be Israel, other will be Palestine. But what Israel is telling, no, Palestine will not form separate country. They will go away from Israel. But history is, in Palestine, Israel people came and Israel people occupied Palestine, and now Palestine became very small, and now they are telling that you should not live here also, you should go from here. So France told that I am the G7 country, I am the permanent member of United Nations Security Council, I am telling that Palestine will be identified as separate country. Hence, now this is creating pressure on United States of America, this is creating pressure on UK, this is creating pressure on Russia. That when United Nations Security Council permanent member is identifying Palestine, why you people are not identifying? That is the issue about. So prelims point of view, first country to recognize Palestine as an independent country is who? France. India's green hydrogen leap. First indigenous plant at Kandla port, milestone under Maritime India Vision 2030 and National Green Hydrogen Mission. There are two missions are there. Two missions are there. First mission is called as Maritime India Vision 2030. We want to increase our maritime. Means maritime is nothing but transport on the waters. It can be inside the India or it can be on the oceans. It's called as maritime. To develop waterways for urban transportation, thereby decongesting cities. So we have to develop what? Inland waterways. By which year? 2030. So when we are moving through inland waterways, like what will happen in France? Whether traffic will be decongested? Number one. Yes or no? Now we are congested with what? Traffic. So this traffic we have to divert onto the water by developing what? Inland waterways. That is the first target. Second, aims to ferry annual passenger capacity up to 70 crore against 14 crore. Now 14 crore people are moving on the ferries, boats. Now we have to make this 14 crore people to how much? 70 crore. So that they also will be moving on boats. Means they will be traveling on boats. They should not travel on roads. They should travel on boats. What is the target? To shift from 14 crores to 70. By which year? 2030. Second target. Third, improving private sector participation, increase the cargo handled at major ports to over 85% versus 51%, and active promotion of involvement of private sector. Private sector should be motivated. Now the cargo is 51% of India cargo is moving through waterways. That 51% cargo should increase up to 85%. So the cargo means luggage should go how much percentage onto the waterways? 86. So that what will happen? The trucks which are carrying the cargo will reduce. So when the trucks are reduced, what will happen to the traffic? Traffic will be reduced. What will happen to the air pollution? Reduce. This is the target of Maritime India Vision 2030. Another target which is called as National Green Hydrogen Mission. 5 metric million tons of green hydrogen by 2030. We have to produce green hydrogen. 6 lakhs new green jobs. 50 million tons of carbon dioxide should be reduced. Why? Because we are moving to what? Green hydrogen fuel. Earlier we depended upon what? Fossil fuels. Very good. We depend upon petrol and we depend upon diesel. So when we are having green hydrogen fuel, whether the carbon dioxide which is getting released will be reduced or increased? Reduced. How much we have to reduce? 50 million tons. 50 metric million tons. How much gigawatts of electricity? 60 to 100 gigawatts of electricity through national green hydrogen. 125 gigawatts of renewable energy for green hydrogen. Overall should be 125. Overall 8 lakhs crore investment should we have to bring under this. So by combining this, one is called as National Green Hydrogen Mission, other is called as Maritime Vision 2030. We developed what? Milestone achievement. India inaugurated its first indigenously built 1 megawatt green hydrogen plant at Kandla. So out of 125 gigawatts of target, we produced how much now? 1 megawatt. Out of 125 gigawatts target, is there no green hydrogen? How much we produce now? 1. Where that plant is located? Kandla. First indigenously developed green hydrogen plant. Where? Kandla. Kandla where? Gujarat. It will do what? Clean maritime operations, pollution will not be there, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and India's 2030 target of 5 million tons annual green hydrogen, 125 gigawatts of renewable energy, major job creation, reduced fossil fuel imports. There will be huge impact, environment friendly, pollution will be reduced, we no need to depend upon fossil fuels, because of which imports will be reduced, and we are going to produce our own green hydrogen so that the renewable energy capacity will be increased. Hence there are more positives with respect to production of National Green Hydrogen Mission rather than negatives. So these are the 11 topics which are there in the news in this last 1 week. What are those? First one, Cholas. Second one, Stampede. Third, Black Coat Syndrome by Draupadi Murmu. Fourth, environment protection from contaminated sites 2025. Fifth, earthquake of 8.8 in the Pacific Ring of Fire at Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia. Sixth, Operation Mahadev. Next, China's project which is called as Yarlong Songpo project Brahmaputra. Next, NISAR which is NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. Next, US trade 25% increase on the tariffs on India's exports. Next, France had identified Palestine as a second state or independent state. Last is National Green Hydrogen Mission with Maritime Vision 2030, both combined together and developed India's first indigenously developed green hydrogen plant at Kandla. This electricity will be used for that Kandla port, environment friendly electricity. This electricity will be used for pumping electricity into the Kandla port. Now Kandla port is getting electricity. Which electricity they are getting? Hydrogen. So these are the 11 topics. So if last week we should be in a position, the same topics will be helpful for your prelims, the same topics will be helpful for your mains also. So like that when we do, you only understand. Weekly 10-11 meeting. For example, July month we have, for example, 5 weeks. 5 into 11, 55 topics. July, 55 topics, for example. Then August, September, October, November, 55 into 6. How much it became? 330 topics. Then again, January, February, March, April, take up to April. 55 into 4, 220. 330 plus 220, 550. From 550 topics, 10 20 topics will come, no? Like that we have to. Okay, thank you. For every Saturday, I will take the weekly class. Thank you.